You may be wondering how I have stacks of cake, salad, and currently sitting at almost 100 million gold. You can sell stacks of any item in this game, and eventually you will have millions of gold, but it might take a long time. Needless to say, it's important to scale your gold production, and the best part is that you can start at any level. First, choose an item you can easily farm stacks of 9,999 to sell. I chose baked berries because they sell for more than regular berries. After a while of selling baked berries, and you have the ability to set up a bigger farm, you will have all the means to farm stacks of a more valuable item. For me, I jumped from baked berries to pizza. This process repeats as many times with as many items as needed until you are able to produce a high-ticket item. I stuck with pizza for a very long time, and I think most people will have more than enough money at their disposal by selling pizza stacks when gold gets low. When I started breeding armies and requiring thousands of cake, I switched to selling stacks of legendary spheres. By having a dedicated server, I've been able to farm a ridiculous amount of ores, ingots, and palladium fragments. So it was an easy transition to sell stacks of legendary spheres. So for me, baked berries, pizza, then legendary spheres work great. But if you're leaving your game on all night, or have a dedicated server, maybe selling stacks of stone or ore is where you start. Throughout this process, don't be afraid to leverage your gold to produce more stacks. You could optimize your farms to produce more ingredients like wheat, berries, tomatoes, then buy the milk and eggs. That way, instead of keeping your gold and making one stack, you might be able to make 2 or 3 stacks instead. You can also use your gold in your transition from one item to another. Let's say you are moving from pizza to legendary spheres, but have to farm out bones or PAL fluids. Just buy a ton of them so you have way more than you need for an easy transition. When you get to level 19, look to breed 5 PALs that have noble and fine furs. That way, you can save 40% on items you buy from a merchant. These are examples of some plantations you can set up to get you started. First, start with berries and wheat. Make the berries and start building up your flour supply because you will need a ton of it. From there, I would switch to setting up ranches with mozzarinas as well as berry, wheat, and tomato plantations. At this point, I would work on making my farms bigger to increase my output of ingredients. At base level 10, set up a production/mining base. Make sure to farm up a ton of materials to make PAL metal ingots. After a while of farming pizza and leveling, you will be able to transition to selling legendary spheres. And that's how I got to 100 million gold. Let me know in the comments which items you use to make your millions. Do you want to help me choose experiments or topics for future videos? Help me get to 500 subs so I can unlock the community tab. That way I can start conducting polls and you can let me know what videos you want made. One last thing, don't be afraid to be a good person. It doesn't cost you anything. I'll see you on the next one.